Today, guys, I'm super excited to share with you my latest purchase from Poshmark. Are you excited to see? It's not here. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Caleb. I post luxury and lifestyle related content every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, so if that's something you're into, I'm assuming it is, you're here, hello. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below, give this video a thumbs up, say hi down in the comments, find me over on Instagram, caleb.snell.designer. And what are we discussing today? Well, I won't be revealing a new Marc Jacobs bag for you. What we're about to embark on is an emotional roller coaster, if you will. It spans across several apps, TikTok, Poshmark, PayPal, and it ends in me not getting a new bag. Buckle up because this is a roller coaster, I promise you that. All right, so this all stems back to February 21st, 2023. It's about 2 a.m. We're in bed, my husband and I, and Zane is sending me TikToks that he's recently found. You all know, like if you were around in 2006, you probably saw Devil Wears Prada, the #1 film ever. Like it's one of my top 10 favorites. In the movie, there is this scene where Andy has just left runway and she's gifting all of her friends like trinkets that she's picked up at work. And one of the trinkets that she gives her friends is a Marc Jacobs multi-pocket tote in the 2005 denim color with gold hardware. And it is a moment, like a moment, right? It's the large size hobo too, by the way. So in this TikTok, the guy then splices that scene with his own scene, and of course all of it is done to Madonna's Jump. I mean, hello, it's a vibe. He reveals that he purchased himself the Marc Jacobs multi-pocket large hobo bag. And I'm like, oop, that's a moment, that's an icon. As a male in the fashion space, it's really hard to envision what some bags would look on you because very rarely do you see bags of such natures on other men, right? Like it's kind of tough. Me being me, I was like instantly like, oh my gosh, you know, I could have a bag, like an iconic bag from one of the most iconic films. I apologize to the creator. I'm probably like 50% of your views on that video because I just kept replaying it. And then I went over to the Instagram, found his Instagram, found him wearing the bag. Like I went full stalker mode and I am going to be 100% about that with you. Like open safe space, stalker mode was activated. You guys, this bag quickly went from like an idea to 100% obsession, like tunnel vision. Like all I could think about is this stupid Marc Jacobs bag from almost 15, 20 years ago. Oh my God, it's almost 20 years ago. Thus began the snowball effect, if you will, that started this whole odyssey, this crazy train of Poshmark, if you will. February 22nd, the next day, I have sourced what I thought to be the perfect bag. I'm gonna look at the original listing here. So on Poshmark, to my understanding is, if like, let's say I have a bag, you buy it for me and then you go to relist it, it uses all the original photos. I feel like that is a little shady. So from the listing, the bag is absolutely gorgeous. Of course, it's not the denim blue, but it is the gold hardware, but it is black without the contrast stitching. I thought that the black with the black stitching and the gold hardware looked a little bit more modern, a little bit more updated. Whereas, in my personal opinion, no shade, the denim looks a little bit of that era. I said what I said, don't hate me. What I was getting at is the person that I ordered this from reposhed it or resold it. So of course all the original listings, like the photos relisted. Don't love that. She didn't update any with any new photos, but it did show that it had the box, the dust bag, the tags, and then being in full stalker mode, went to the original seller's page and saw that the bag potentially came with the original receipt from Neiman Marcus. So then I was like, okay, complete set, cha-ching, everything's included. I'm willing to pay a premium. My red flags are already going off. Like some of the questions go all the way back to March 20th of what I'm assuming is last year. Huge red flag, right? In the listing, the seller is like, oh, you know, I bought it, loved it, now it's time to sell. Okay, very generic. Then in the questions, any leather cuts or creases, March 20th, no response. April 14th, what are the dimensions? Thanks, no response. May 8th, hi, I hope all is well. Is the bag still in excellent condition with untarnished hardware as it was when you purchased it? Thank you. Now mind you, this is a nearly 20-year-old Marc Jacobs bag for a hefty premium. I think she was asking like $300 before I submitted an offer. So after May 8th, then next on June 16th, the seller pops in, says, yes, this is in wonderful shape, nearly brand new. I only carried it twice and on special occasion for nights out, so it got very light use. However, that's been almost a full year ago. So then I pop in on February 21st, mind you, Zane sent me the TikTok. I literally scoured the internet, sourced a bag and found one within like 24 hours, made an offer. I'm like, could you upload a photo of the bottom side of the zipper pull? Listen, you guys, full disclosure, I know my Gucci, I know my Coach, I know my Louis Vuitton, I'm learning my Hermès, but Marc Jacobs, I have never owned a Marc Jacobs bag. Now, a couple Marc by Marc Jacobs pieces, like 20 years ago, but like not enough to like, oh, I know the brand, like I know what I'm looking at. So then the seller then responds at 4 a.m. that next morning, yes, will do when I get home. Fine. Well, me being me, and let me know down in the comments, guys, as fellow bag collectors, like once you get stuck on something, is it like tunnel vision? Like that's all you can think about? Like every conversation, let me work my Marc Jacobs bag into it, or, ooh, you know, I need to spend this money on that, you know, like let me know down in the comments, like, do you guys have tunnel vision when it comes to collecting, or am I just like a one-off crazy person? You can tell me that too. It's up to you guys. So the original listing was nearly $300. I submitted an offer of $250. I mean, she's clearly been sitting on it for over a year and a half, so I'll shoot my shot, and the seller accepted. Now, mind you, February 21st, the pictures of the underside of the zippers never popped up. However, I was like on the purse forum, I watched like the one review here on YouTube. Like I was kind of getting it figured out, and I even narrowed down, like this was from the 2007 Resort collection based on the SKU number. Like I am that level of crazy. So trust and believe. Later that day, you know, I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, I just paid her a premium for this really old bag that typically sells for about $60 to $70 if you don't know what it is. And I'm like, I'm a little bit nervous. So I messaged her right after the sale was done. So I said on February 22nd at 5:15 p.m., after like an entire day of like, ooh, is it gonna come with this? I'm like, hi there, I'm super excited. Just wanted to check and make sure that the bag will include the box and paperwork and the photos. Thank you. 23rd comes, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. So now we're like 5 days into this experience, this roller coaster, if you will. You know, I give people the benefit of the doubt. I do. And I probably do that to a fault, quite honestly, sometimes. Having sold on like eBay, Etsy, Bonanza, if that's still a thing. Like I've been burned before on these platforms, and already the red flags are popping up. We're almost a week in and I have absolutely no contact from the seller. That's a little sketch to me. But I give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, okay, so then Monday morning rolls around. I'm like, okay, she should have shipped it by now. I gave her the full weekend. Like you have the weekend to procure the stuffing in the box and this and the that, and then to get it all boxed up into the trunk of your car. Today's the first day of the week. Maybe you should ship it out. So I say, you know, it's 8:32 a.m. Good morning. Any updates on shipping? Also, I wanted to double check and confirm the bag would come with the box, dust bag, and paperwork and the photos. Thank you. So then finally, later that morning, the seller responds and she says, it is shipping today. It is coming in the box with the dust bag. I didn't check for the paperwork before I shipped. I'm sorry. So I'm a little annoyed, not gonna lie. Like you can't, like I get it. Like if you're just like reposhing and the photos automatically populate. I've never sold on Poshmark, so I don't know. But if you're not gonna make sure that the picture with the tags, like the tags are actually gonna be included, maybe take that picture off the listing, especially after it's been up for almost 2 years. Just, you know, just saying. So then I said, well, I'll keep my fingers crossed then. Do you have the tracking number? Like something, please. So that was on February 27th. A full 2 days goes by and she says, yes, it's blank. I took it to USPS on Monday. It sometimes takes 2 days for tracking information. This is where the red flags start to trip me up. I'm like, ooh, I have bought and sold a lot online. It does not take 48 hours for USPS to update their tracking systems. Now I know on the Poshmark side, if I was just going into Poshmark and hitting track, it does say it takes up to 48 hours for it to update. But from USPS, a full 48 hours, I'm very skeptical at this point. So then I asked her, I said, are you sure that's the right tracking number? It's strange that this one isn't updating. And then more red flags are about to come. So immediately, yes, it's what was on the shipping label. I promise I shipped it Monday. I wasn't doubting you. I was just asking if you used the right tracking number. So already the two major red flags from this conversation, it takes 2 days to update tracking information. Like, why would you tell me that when it's already the second day? Like it should be updated at this point. I hadn't even checked yet to see that it wasn't updating. So she cuts me to the chase there, tells me that it's updating in 2 days. It's the second day, hasn't updated. Then, without me even questioning, I said, are you sure that's the right tracking number? It's strange that it's not updating. I promise I shipped it Monday. These answers are coming off a little bit defensive. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm a patient guy to a point. She goes on, she's like, I've never had any issues like this before. I escalated it to Poshmark to see if they can do anything for us. Red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm tapping out. It's officially the 7th day into the transaction, and Poshmark allows you to cancel the transaction. So far, we've got the red flag with the it takes 2 days. We have the red flag with the I shipped it on Monday. The third red flag, she says she escalated it, but, and correct me if I'm wrong, again, like I don't have that much experience with Poshmark. Nothing ever popped up in our conversation to say that she escalated it. I never got an email to say it was escalated. It's the 7th day. On the 7th day, I can cancel the transaction if it hasn't shipped. It clearly hasn't shipped because nothing's updating yet. So I hit cancel transaction, not shipped. Then within within minutes, you guys, the seller escalates the conversation to Poshmark Support. And I get a notification on the chat. So I'm like, okay, like I am so good. Like, thank goodness I paid with PayPal. Like there are so many red flags here. I keep saying red flags, take a shot every time. It'll be a fun game, I promise. So then after hours, Poshmark finally weighs in. Hi there, thanks for pinging me in. I appreciate your patience. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Currently, it doesn't appear that tracking is updated and was canceled. This typically happens when there is a delay with the postal service, the wrong label is used for package, or the package has been misplaced by the postal service. Like, we're putting a lot of blame on the USPS. I mean, they're not amazing, but like, they're not this bad. Blank. Seller. When you can, please check with your local post office to see if the package is still there. If tracking does not update by 3/6, please let me know. If you used a non-Poshmark label, please send me the tracking number. So Wednesday comes and goes. Now we're on to Thursday. I've put in my cancellation request. Now the seller escalates. Poshmark weighs in and then wants me to wait another 4 days before refunding my money. I'm like, absolutely not. Like, no thank you. Like, I'm pretty patient, but after all these red flags, now you want me to wait another 4 days. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm tapping out. Like, I'm done. Like I'm starting to resent the Marc Jacobs multi-pocket large hobo tote. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't even want to see another one pop up on like my Instagram, my eBay. Like, I unfollowed all the other ones that I followed. Like, I don't want to see one for a very long time. Like, I don't want the bag. So then nothing from the seller. Like, she doesn't respond back to Poshmark. She doesn't say anything to me. Like, oh, don't worry, we'll work to the bottom of this. Like so far it's looking pretty shady in my opinion. So I say, thanks for weighing in. What does this mean? I'd like to move forward with the cancellation at this point. No. So then I typed up this whole long thing about how like I'm going to do a credit chargeback or contact PayPal because the transaction is clearly fraudulent. Like something's going on. But then of course Poshmark in its ultimate wisdom thinks that I'm trying to like pay her outside of the system. I'm like, absolutely not. So I have to reword that down to, I do not believe the item has been shipped or that I'll be getting this item. If I'm not allowed to simply cancel the item, I will start a dispute with my payment system. Well, then that gets the seller heated up. Now they weigh in. She says, I've already reached out to Poshmark about this. I'm on your side. I've bought and sold here many times without issue. If you wish to cancel, that's fine, but I did what I needed to do. Like I said, I'm not new to the system. I would appreciate a little more kindness and giving me the benefit of the doubt here. Have a good day. Give you the benefit of the doubt after you already maybe or maybe not shipped out the bag without all the stuff included in the photos. That ship sailed. So I said, yes, I would like to move forward with the cancellation at this point. Thank you. Like, thank you. Like, we're all in agreement. We just need to cancel this and like stop this nightmare. The next day, Poshmark weighs in again with more ultimate wisdom. I'm sorry to hear that there are no tracking updates for your order, but I cannot cancel the order at this time. It is likely that the carrier has made an error or is experiencing delays. It may take a few extra days for tracking to begin. If there are still no changes to tracking by 3/6, please reach back out so I can assist with next steps. Absolutely not. If tracking begins between this time, you may follow updates back on the order page. I will go ahead and escalate your order and another team member will assist you with next steps. Thank you for your patience. So at this point, like, this is my thinking. Like, the seller supposedly sent it out on Monday, now like a full week before, and they were so quick to be like, okay, if you want to cancel, that's fine, great. So you're willing to let me cancel a transaction for an item that you supposedly shipped on Monday and could still be en route to me, so then I would both get my bag and my money back. Like, that was like the final red flag for me. When I finally thought about that, I was like, no, the bag never shipped. She had no intention of shipping the bag. Maybe she did. We'll give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm a nice guy. I'm chill vibes only. But I'm thinking to myself, like, maybe she's lost the bag or it's gotten damaged, or maybe she lent it to a friend or a sister and then they can't get the bag back to her in time. Like, clearly something was going on behind the scenes and she wasn't able to ship the bag. So mind you that, like, this entire time, like, I'm updating the shipping, the tracking number, which is from the original label that originated when she accepted my offer. So all the way back from February 22nd. So as of today's date, when I'm filming this on Monday night, the tracking still has not updated. So I'm just thinking, like you offered like no clear proof. Like, there wasn't like, here's my receipt of them like taking it, or here's the tracking number, other than what you already had done up on Poshmark. Like, so many red flags. And like the quick, like, combative, defensive, like, I promised I shipped it. It takes 2 days. Go ahead and cancel it, but you still might get the bag and get your money. Like, something was up. Something was awry. And I'm like, I want no part of this. So then I respond to the Poshmark who was in our conversation. I knew she'd see it. I said, according to your policy, if the item hasn't been shipped by the 7th day, I can cancel the order, which the seller has also agreed to cancel as well. It's clear that this hasn't been shipped, as the tracking number is from the morning my offer was accepted on 2/22, and we have no definitive proof that the package was dropped off on Monday. If the package was truly dropped off on Monday and USPS had it, would the seller agree to cancel the order? I'm incredibly disappointed by the entire process. So now not only am I out $290 after tax and shipping, now I've had to wait almost 2 weeks for this stupid thing to transpire, and I still don't have anything to show for it. Like, I literally PayPal'd someone my money just to go back and chase it again. I don't like working for my money twice. Of course, so then she weighs in. This was 3 days ago. I did drop off the package. I've explained that. Once it's with USPS, I can't control what happens. Please don't assume I'm being untruthful. I'll reiterate that I've bought and sold here many times without one complaint. Someone from Poshmark has already emailed me and said if nothing tracks by Monday, 7 days from the day I shipped, they will take care of it on their end. No one will be out anything. Please have a little more grace and care. Things happen, but I do not appreciate being suggested as being untruthful or falsifying what I truly have done. I'm finished discussing with you and I will only be talking to the... Oh, she misspelled here. I will only be talking to the representative who has emailed me from Poshmark. Take care, which we all know is the letter closing equivalent of the big middle finger. Then she immediately disabled the message feature. So I had no way to contact anybody. Couldn't contact her, couldn't contact the Poshmark rep that jumped into our conversation and really didn't help matters at all. I had no other recourse. So of course then I had to email Poshmark Support because there's no phone number to get a hold of anybody. So I emailed them first a couple days prior, and then finally again, I believe on Friday is when this all kind of finally ended. And they emailed me back, said, you know, your refund has been accepted. So one person's telling me my refund's been accepted. The other person's telling me that I have to wait till Monday for this magical item to ship, which we all know isn't going to ship anytime soon. Anyway, so I kept an eye on it. Finally this morning, I got the money back. Thank goodness. Now I reached out to you guys both on Instagram and on YouTube here, and I was like, hey, like, tell me about like your Poshmark problems. And a lot of you had similar stories of scams, fakes, frauds. One girl on here I watched, she ordered a dress and received a piece of cardboard in the mail. I think that the whole point of me sharing the story was for you guys was like, maybe you're new to Poshmark or you haven't really used it yet before, and maybe heed my warning. Like, I wasn't terribly impressed. Like, I'm good on Poshmark. Like, sometimes you can't find what you need on eBay, but I think that this is just going to be a lesson in patience for me. Like, I'm a chill guy. Like if you needed like a full week and a half to ship the item, great. Just let me know. Like, I really don't care. I have over 80 handbags in my closet. Like, I don't need an 81st one like tomorrow. Just like some upfront, honest communication would have been really super appreciated. Love that for me. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments. Like, do you have any Poshmark horror stories or nightmares? Like, let me know. I'm really curious. Like, I'll feel better if I'm not alone in this. All right, guys. Bye-bye.